Ksoo, man. That's my brother for real, man. He been with me every step of the way.
That was Yungeen Ace, Ksoo's homie from day one, vowing loyalty and support. But right now, things aren't looking as solid between them. Ksoo just confronted Yungeen Ace on IG Live, calling out his so-called brother for not having his back in jail. And that was only the beginning. We got the full story. Let's break it down. The brotherhood that became a betrayal. Yo, listen up. In these streets, especially in Jacksonville where the heat stay real, loyalty ain't just some word you throw around for clout. Nah, that's life or death out here, straight up. For the longest time, the bond between Yungeen Ace and his day one Ksoo was harder than concrete. These cats went from sharing the same block to sharing the same dreams, from dodging the same bullets to splitting the same bread. But sometimes, even when you think your circle is solid, that foundation can crack under pressure, and what you thought was real love turns into some fake betrayal that cuts deeper than any op ever could. The relationship between Keonta Tyrone Bullard, who goes by Yungeen Ace, and Hakeem Robinson, better known in these streets as Ksoo, wasn't no industry friendship built on fake handshakes and photo ops. This was that real hood love. Two young cats from the bottom who understood the struggle, shared the pain, and rode for each other when it mattered most. They came up together in Jacksonville's most dangerous neighborhoods, where making it to 25 is an accomplishment and loyalty is the only currency that really matters.
Tell me about Ksoo, because I don't know too much about him other than the internet.
Ksoo, man. That's my brother for real, man. He been with me every step of the way. See, he one of the ones who been with me every step of the way. He was at the dinner.
When Ace talked about Ksoo, you could hear that genuine love in his voice. That wasn't no cap for the cameras. This was real street brotherhood, the kind where Ace posted up on social media in 2019 saying, "I love Ksoo, like my mama made him, he'll die for him, I promise." That's some ride or die type love right there. The kind of loyalty that makes cats do crazy things when push comes to shove. And boy, did Ace prove he was about that action when it came to holding his homie down. Word on the street is Yungeen Ace dropped over $1 million on Ksoo's legal team. That's some serious bread, the kind of money that changes lives and sets up generations. But Ace wasn't thinking about his future or his family's security. He was thinking about his brother behind bars fighting for his life. This wasn't no small sacrifice either. Homie literally went broke trying to keep Ksoo out them cages. In his 2025 track, I'm Sorry, Ace got real about the financial strain, spitting bars about his bank account looking funny while he got a baby on the way. That's when you know it's real love, when a cat willing to risk his own family's future for his homeboy's freedom. But here's where the story gets twisted, and this is some real hood irony for you. The same music that celebrated their brotherhood ended up being used against Ksoo in court. Ace's 2018 banger, Ksoo Homicide, a track that was supposed to show love and put respect on his homie's name, got flipped by prosecutors as evidence of motive. Picture this: your best friend drops a fire track shouting you out, putting your name in lights, talking about how you handle business in the streets, but then the feds take those same bars and use them to paint you as a cold-blooded killer. That's exactly what happened when prosecutors argued that Ace's lyrics demonstrated premeditation and encouraged violent action. Talk about your words coming back to haunt you. Some cats even started saying Ace was dry snitching on his own homie, claiming his music gave the prosecutors ammunition they needed to lock Ksoo up for life. That's some cold shit. Imagine trying to show love to your day one and accidentally helping the system destroy him. The streets started whispering that maybe Ace wasn't as solid as everyone thought. The trial was straight up hood drama at its worst. The prosecution came with dashcam footage, fingerprints on the murder weapon, and social media posts that looked like confessions. But the real gut punch was watching the homies turn snitch.
By the way, spoiler, both guys are found guilty. Ksoo and ATK Scotty. Obviously, the father took his plea, and there's a related case having to do with Ksoo's other brother, Abdul Jr., which is not being tried at this time. But pretty much are going down.
Ksoo's own pops, Abdul Robinson Sr., took the stand and pointed his finger at his son, telling the court everything they needed to know to send his boy up the river. That's some cold-blooded family betrayal right there, when your own blood becomes the star witness for the prosecution. In the hood, that's the ultimate violation. Then you had Dominique Butta Barner, who was supposed to be solid, flipping like a pancake and giving up all the details. This cat was telling the court everything from the planning stages to the getaway route, painting a picture so detailed it might as well have been a documentary. He broke down the whole operation like he was narrating a movie, talking about who did what, when they did it, and why they did it.
The driver, you could imagine, he's like, well, I ain't shoot nobody, man. That shot them niggas. I'm telling you. See?
Sir, do you know where they went? No, sir.
The courtroom was looking like a family reunion gone wrong, with everybody who was supposed to be solid telling on everybody else. Meanwhile, Ace was stuck watching from the sidelines, knowing he dropped a bag on lawyers who couldn't stop the inevitable. All that money, all that loyalty, all that love, and it still wasn't enough to save his homie from the system. When that jury came back after just 3.5 hours with a guilty verdict, you could see the shock on everybody's face. Ksoo was looking at a life sentence at just 25 years old. Basically, his life was over before it really started.
Has this jury reached a verdict? Can you please hand the verdict form over to the bailiff?
But here's where the story gets real messy. Instead of taking responsibility for his actions, Ksoo started pointing fingers, posting about facing all white juries, and judges like that was the reason he got convicted. Homie was acting like the system was rigged against him, but conveniently forgetting that his own people, his pops, his homeboys, his crew, were the ones who testified against him. The aftermath was when the real feelings started coming out. Word started spreading that Ksoo felt abandoned by the people who were supposed to have his back. Some cats were asking whether Ace did enough. Yeah, he dropped $1 million, but was that all a real friend should do? Should he have been making more noise, applying more pressure, doing more than just writing checks? Ksoo was probably sitting in his cell thinking about who was really there for him and who just threw money at the problem. $1 million sounds like a lot, but when you're facing life behind bars, you start wondering if your so-called brother could have done more.
Damn, you see that right there is like, I blew it. I blew it. I'm convicted of murder. I blew it. That head shake right there is like, yo, I don't know how old he's. I think he might be like 25. My life is done.
The hood was watching, social media was buzzing, and everybody had an opinion about whether Ace was really as loyal as he claimed to be. The whispers turned into conversations, the conversations turned into arguments, and those arguments were about to explode into something that would shock the whole hip-hop world. The stage was set for a confrontation that would expose all the cracks in their foundation, a moment when years of brotherhood would be tested by the ultimate question. When your homie is drowning, is throwing money enough, or do you jump in the water too? The blood-soaked path to life behind bars. Real talk. In these Jacksonville streets, your reputation ain't built on Instagram followers or streaming numbers. Nah, out here your name carries weight based on how you move when bullets start flying and how you handle your business when disrespect comes your way. Hakeem Robinson didn't become Ksoo by accident. That name was earned through a series of moves that went from protecting family honor to stacking bodies like a damn serial killer. Each trigger pull wasn't just another casualty. It was another step deeper into a world where violence becomes addiction and murder becomes muscle memory. Ksoo's transformation from troubled shorty to cold-blooded shooter didn't happen overnight, but once that switch flipped, there was no going back. The streets got their hooks in him early, and by the time he was old enough to legally drink, he was already being linked to more bodies than some cats catch in a lifetime. This wasn't no random violence either. Every move was calculated. Every shot fired was part of a larger strategy in Jacksonville's deadliest chess game. The spark that lit this whole fire was personal as hell. On January 16th, 2019, Ksoo's stepbrother Willie Boss Goon Addison got smoked outside a nightclub, taking multiple shots to the back and torso in what looked like a straight-up execution. That wasn't just another street casualty, that was family. And in these neighborhoods, family blood demands family blood. According to street code, that type of disrespect couldn't go unanswered. Boss Goon wasn't just some random cat, he was Ksoo's people. And when you touch someone's family, you basically declaring war on their whole bloodline. The hood was watching to see how Ksoo would respond, and trust me, he didn't disappoint. Just weeks later, the body count started climbing. On February 23rd, 2019, 16-year-old Adrian Bibby Gaynor Jr. got his life cut short at the Hilltop Village Apartments. This wasn't no accidental shooting or wrong place, wrong time situation. Prosecutors said Ksoo and his shooter rolled up on that complex with murder on their minds. The way Bibby got taken out was straight ruthless, and it sent a message to the whole city about what happens when you cross the wrong family. When Bibby peeped the shooters coming and tried to make a run for it, Ksoo allegedly gave chase through the complex, turning what could have been a quick hit into a hunting expedition that had witnesses diving for cover.
How did y'all feel when Ksoo got charged for the murder of Bibby?
That's the free brother. One with jail on nobody.
Jail on nobody.
Shit show, cause we know how the Jacksonville system lives, bro. Like they'll you over, like You over. Ksoo would have caught 12 years for a gun.
The young cat took multiple shots to the back and legs as he tried to escape, but when he stumbled and fell near a stairwell, that's when got real cold-blooded. According to prosecutors, Ksoo walked up on the wounded teenager and delivered the finishing shots at point-blank range, making sure there wouldn't be no comeback from that particular enemy. They left 45 shell casings scattered around that complex. That's a lot of rounds for one teenage target, but in Jacksonville's gang war, overkill sends a stronger message than a clean headshot. The streets got the message loud and clear. Ksoo wasn't playing no games when it came to protecting his family's honor, but homie was just getting started. The murder that would eventually put him behind bars forever went down on January 15th, 2020, when Charles Lil Buck McCormick Jr. caught his final ride at the Dames Point Plaza shopping center. This hit was different though. It got caught on camera, and them videos would eventually become the smoking gun that sent Ksoo up the river for life. According to the testimony from Dominique Butta Barner, who was driving the whip that day, they had been sitting on McCormick's location for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to catch him slipping. That's some patient predator type behavior. Not the hot-headed street shooting most cats do, but calculated hunting that shows these dudes were thinking like military strategists.
Did you all have to wait a long time for Charles McCormick to come out of his apartment that morning?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember about how long?
How long they
y'all
waited?
were waiting? Was it hours?
It was ours.
Damn, they wanted that dead that bad?
They tracked McCormick from his apartment to a temp agency. The irony being that homie was probably trying to get some legitimate work while these cats were plotting to end his whole existence. The hunting party included Ksoo, ATK Scotty, and their driver Butta, all rolling deep with enough firepower to start a small war. When the action finally popped off, it was like watching a horror movie in broad daylight. McCormick was just shopping, carrying bags, living his life when he noticed armed cats positioning themselves nearby. The moment he realized what was about to happen, he dropped everything and started running for his life across that parking lot. What happened next was captured on dash cam footage that would haunt courtrooms and probably give jurors nightmares. Ksoo and ATK Scotty jumped out their whip with semi-automatic weapons, including an AR-style rifle, and started chasing this cat across the plaza like they were hunting deer.
What happened after Hakeem jumped out of the Nissan?
Shot at him.
Shot at who?
McCormick.
Did McCormick stay there?
No.
What'd he do?
Ran.
What did Hakeem Robinson do?
Chased him.
And then did what?
Killed him.
The sound of gunfire echoing through that shopping plaza had regular folks diving behind cars and running for their lives. McCormick took multiple hits as he tried to reach safety near a nail salon, but eventually the bullets caught up to him and he went down face first on that asphalt. The evidence they left behind was sloppy as hell for cats who thought they were so thorough. Ksoo's fingerprints on the murder weapon video, footage capturing the whole chase, and social media posts that looked like straight up confessions. Homie might as well have left his government ID at the crime scene, but what really sealed his fate was his own mouth. Evidence pointed to his previous social media posts. After he smoked Bibby, Ksoo couldn't resist bragging about it on social media, posting pictures with "Bye captions next to the victim's photo. That's some real dumb shit, basically providing the prosecutors with a confession and celebration all in one post.
Yeah, baby! That's what baby did!
The pattern wasn't hard to see once you laid it all out. Ksoo was also connected to the January 2019 murder of Damon Rothermel, which happened just 2 weeks after his stepbrother got killed. This wasn't random violence or crimes of passion. This was systematic retaliation that showed Ksoo was moving like a one-man army in Jacksonville's gang war. By the time the feds finally caught up to him in September 2020, Ksoo had been linked to enough bodies to fill a small cemetery. The evidence was so overwhelming that prosecutors felt confident going for first-degree murder charges, which in Florida means you're looking at life behind bars with no possibility of parole. Even when the law finally caught up to him, Ksoo was still playing the game like he was untouchable.
You know what that is?
No, sir.
You don't know what that is? Baby, ring a bell to you?
Yeah, you can, I want to speak with my lawyer.
Want to speak with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That's the response of someone who's been coached well. Don't say nothing to the police, ask for your lawyer, and keep your mouth shut. But by then, it was too late. His crimes were tied to a pattern of retaliatory killings that had been glorified in diss tracks and social media posts, creating a paper trail that connected art to real-life murder in ways that would make prosecutors smile and defense attorneys cry. The streets were watching every move, every post, every lyric, and they were keeping score. Ksoo's alleged body count became part of his street reputation, but what built his legend in the hood would ultimately become the evidence that destroyed his freedom. Each murder was connected to the larger ATK-KTA war, making him not just a killer, but a soldier in Jacksonville's deadliest conflict. When music became murder, the ATK versus KTA war. Yo, check it. The murders that sent Ksoo up the river for life weren't just some random street beef that got out of hand. Nah, fam, these were strategic strikes in what might be the bloodiest gang war hip-hop has ever witnessed. The ATK versus KTA conflict has been straight up genocide in Jacksonville, claiming over 20 lives since 2017 and turning what used to be neighborhoods into hunting grounds where young cats get smoked for wearing the wrong colors or claiming the wrong block. This wasn't your typical rap beef where dudes just trade bars and talk shit on social media. This was that real smoke, the kind where diss tracks become death threats and music videos turn into hit lists. The war between Ace's top killers and Kill Them All created a culture where getting your name mentioned in a song could literally be a death sentence, and dropping a fire track meant you might need to start watching your back 24/7. The whole nightmare started back in May 2017 when 18-year-old Zion Malik Brown got his life taken in the most disrespectful way possible. 19-year-old DeAndre Trey Shorty Thomas from Orange Park rolled up to this young cat's family home and literally violated every rule of street engagement. Homie smashed through the sliding glass door and opened fire on multiple family members, including Zion's 16-year-old sister and 9-year-old cousin. That right there was crossing lines that even the grimiest street cats don't cross. You don't bring that type of heat to someone's family home, especially with babies and women present. But this violation set the tone for everything that followed. Once you break those unwritten rules of engagement, all bets are off and anything becomes fair game. The real escalation came exactly 1 year later though, and this is where the story gets personal for Yungeen Ace. June 5th, 2018, a date that's probably burned into Ace's memory forever. That's when rival shooters turned his brother's birthday celebration into a massacre that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Picture this, you're out celebrating family, feeling good, thinking you're safe because you're just eating dinner and having a good time. Then bullets start flying and everything you love gets snatched away in about 30 seconds. Ace caught 8 shots, but somehow survived, while his brother Trayvon, 23 Bullard, and 2 close friends got smoked right next to him.
Get in the car, I feel like probably like 25 seconds, 30 seconds. Pull up to a light. I'm finna call my girlfriend cause we arguing about the car cause we in my big brother car.
Why y'all arguing about the car?
Cause they wanna go see some girls. But I'm calling my girlfriend cause like, I'm finna get in the car with my girlfriend. Feel me? Cause my girlfriend was eating right across the street from me. Feel me? So I'm about to call her. Soon as I pull my phone out, I get shot in my hand. See my whole hand, see all this is off, but it grew back, you know what I'm saying? See my whole hand, so when they start shooting, I seen it. But like, they just got the blowing.
That type of trauma changes a person forever, and you could hear it in Ace's voice when he talked about that night. Homie developed serious PTSD from surviving that massacre, making him paranoid about loud sounds and unexpected movements. That's when you know got real. When a cat who used to run the street starts jumping at car backfires and can't sit with his back to a door.
I got shot 8 times, I'm still here, and he got shot 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, and it's just like, why is this happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just like, it hit me every day. I ain't gonna lie, even the day I don't think about it. I thought about it this morning before I even came in here.
The psychological damage from that attack created a thirst for revenge that would fuel years of bloodshed. Ace's survival didn't just make him a legend in the streets, it made him a target who had to keep proving he wasn't scared, and it created an obligation to get back for his fallen family. The retaliation cycle kicked into overdrive in 2019 when the murders started stacking up like bodies in a horror movie. Willie Boss Goon Addison got smoked in January, and that was Ksoo's stepbrother, making his death a direct challenge that couldn't go unanswered according to street law. Then Bibby caught his death shot in February, and that was Fulio's little cousin, a 16-year-old kid who probably should have been worrying about homework instead of catching bullets from grown men with automatic weapons. The way Fulio described that day, you could tell losing Bibby broke something inside him.
I'm like, look, bro, it's hot outside, like the police. You know, I ain't even thinking about no, like I ain't even talking, like, bro, the police out there, bro, like, don't walk nowhere, bro. Sit here with me until it's time for you to go wherever you need to go, you know what I'm saying? Wait till the sun go down or something.
That right there shows you how deep this got. Older cats trying to protect the younger generation, but the streets had already claimed too many souls for anyone to feel safe. These weren't grown men settling grown man business. This was a war that was consuming children and turning teenagers into killers and corpses. But what made this war different from every other gang conflict in hip-hop history was how it merged street violence with artistic expression. When Yungeen Ace dropped Who I Smoke in 2021, he didn't just create a diss track, he created a musical murder manifesto. The track sampled Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles and turned it into a celebration of death, with lyrics like We Smoking Bibby and We Smoking Tuck that literally celebrated documented the murders of teenage victims. The music video featured ATK members dancing in cemeteries while explicitly mocking dead rivals, creating imagery that was so disrespectful it sparked international outrage. But the track went viral anyway, racking up millions of views and even going gold, proving that controversy sells even when it's built on real bodies and genuine grief. The song's success showed how the streets and the industry had created a feedback loop where murder became marketing and death became dollars. Julio Fulio's response was even more disrespectful. His track, When I See You, was filmed in a Jacksonville cemetery, where he literally danced on the graves of ATK's fallen members. The visual of grown men stepping on tombstones while rapping about murder was so shocking it made international news. These weren't just songs anymore. They were psychological warfare designed to inflict maximum emotional damage on grieving families. Imagine losing your child to gun violence and then having to watch their killer celebrate the murder in a music video that gets played on every platform and shared across every social media site. But even with all that disrespect floating around, Ace tried to show some maturity when he got the chance to speak on the bigger picture.
I mean, some people feel like you were behind that.
I'm sure, but people feel like I'm behind lots of but I'm not. I'm not behind. I'm working, I'm grinding every day. I'm grinding. I got a family, I'm working, I'm grinding. I'm trying to be big. I'm trying to be big.
The war's reach extended way beyond Jacksonville's city limits. When Ace got hit again in Waycross, Georgia in 2019, it showed that this beef had metastasized into other states. His friend Jeremy Raylo Brookins got killed in that hotel parking lot ambush, proving that geography couldn't provide protection from this type of heat. Law enforcement estimates suggest this feud has been connected to over 50 murders, making it one of the deadliest gang conflicts in modern American history. Federal authorities have been threatening RICO prosecutions, especially after high-profile incidents that grabbed national attention. The ultimate climax came on June 23rd, 2024, when Julio Fulio himself got his final curtain call in Tampa. Homie took over 30 shots on his birthday, which was some cruel irony since Ace's brother got killed on his birthday years earlier. The street saw that as the ultimate payback. Birthday for birthday, life for life. Several ATK cats got locked up in connection with Fulio's murder, though Ace himself stayed clean on paper. But the sheriff made it clear they were watching him closely, saying Ace can't move around without us knowing. That's basically putting him on notice that he's under federal surveillance. The cycle had created a situation where musical success was directly tied to real-world violence, making it almost impossible for artists to escape the streets even after achieving fame and fortune. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, keep the adventure alive by clicking on one of the suggested videos.